What's up, everybody? It's your girl Egyptia, and welcome back to This Needs Wine. So we are back at it again with another week of craziness, social media, how social media basically determines how relationship goes. And yeah, so today we're going to talk about red pill versus black women. So this has been a frenzy in terms of social media. So I actually don't have a post of the week this week because honestly, with what's going on, it's honestly everything social media. So I figured there was no need to have a post of the week because of the simple fact that because of social media, this whole episode was created. So a few weeks ago, you guys know I'm a little bit behind sometimes. So a few weeks ago, Fresh and Fit did one of their lives where they were talking about the dating app called Black. And I have actually used Black before when I was single a couple years ago. And honestly, it was pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of cool that we get to have a Tinder for black people. So that's the dope part about it. But they were talking about how they don't date black women. And one of them, who is Sudanese, I don't know if his name is Myron. I believe it is. If I'm mistaken, I do apologize. But he did advise that he's not a night rider and that he doesn't prefer black women. And then they stated, like, if you want to date the Shaniquas, go right ahead and do that. And that right there, because I watch a lot of red pill videos, and the reason why I watch this is because I want to know what men are thinking. I am not too into constantly hearing my own thoughts, opinion, and voice all the time. I want to hear the other side in order to gain a little bit more of perspective and understanding. And especially I thrive in wanting to empathize more and understand men a lot more. So I watch a lot of red pill content. I honestly will say I do not like Fresh and Fit because they're extremely degrading towards women, and they have these such inflated sense of ego, and also where you can tell that where they're coming from with this is honestly because they're hurt. They've been hurt. They look like two men who really didn't get a lot of play back when they were younger. So now that, you know, they have a little bit of muscle mass and maybe look a little bit better than they did 10 years ago, they want to really step on women's necks. And honestly, seeing them speak about black women in that way, it's extremely disrespectful. One is disrespectful because you come from a black woman. And for you to go out and disrespect black women and talk about black women in that way, you're disrespecting the own birth canal that you came through. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And, you know, there's other ones too. There's Steph is Cold. Oh my God. And my ex actually used to watch him, and honestly, that should have been a red flag, but you know, whatever. But honestly, when it comes to the red pill community, do I think that there is a need for it? Yes, because I do believe that black men need to have, men in general, but specifically black men, they do need to have a space where they have a voice. They do have to have a space where they're able to vent about their issues and problems, especially when it comes to love, because everything has been so catered to us as women that, you know, the whole world knows our struggles and what we deal with when it comes to finding love, keeping love, being mothers, being co-parents, being woman, human in general. So it's a great thing that black men are having this. I like to call it a necessary evil. Because first of all, too, for us women, I think where it can be good, especially if you are single, hell, even if you're married, dating someone in a committed relationship, I think you should sit down and watch these things because it can evoke conversations with your partner. It can evoke conversations with men, and it can make you see the mindset of men and where it's going. And good God, it's not really going in the best place. Whew. Now, Will I say that as Black women, do we have our shortcomings and our toxic traits? Absolutely. I do see where we are not the best listeners. We don't aim to understand a lot of times. And a lot of times we listen to rebuttal rather to listen for understanding and context. So that is something that I will say we do have to hold each other accountable for. I think the reason why we are this way, it's because we have not seen, a lot of us Black women have not seen the best examples when it comes to men around us. And then also we have our elders who constantly let us know that, hey, men aren't good people. Honestly, men are trash, men are manipulators, men are liars, men are cheaters. So when we get into our 20s, we really start dating around our teen years. But when we really start like seriously dating, once we hit our 20s, we already come into the dating game with these preconceived notions that men are bad people. So when we have that constantly, and then also we get told that, but then we are shown that, it builds this defensiveness that we carry in this shield that we have in front of us. So we think, I don't want to be hurt like my mom. I don't want to be hurt like my sister. I don't want to be hurt like my aunt, my cousin, my friend. The list can keep going. So we are so into this space of trying to protect ourselves that we don't authentically give men chances. Even if we do give them chances, it's in a way where we're still trying to protect ourselves. Now, granted, it does take a bit of time for a man to break down the walls that we carry. But then when we do, we seem to keep ourselves in situations where things aren't going well and they aren't being returned in our favors. And I think this is where a lot of anger kind of comes in, because as Black women, we've experienced so many Black men not take care of us, not love us, not want us. And then it just keeps firing that thing. And I think now, I believe that, this is more than likely what Black men deal with too. A lot of Black men are very broken because of their mothers. And boy, Black men with mother issues, whew. I'm just flashbacks, guys. I'm sorry. Bad flashbacks, okay? Because it's work. It's the patience that you got to have, because they also, just like as we come in the dating game with these notions that men are bad, they come in the dating game that women are bad. So then here we are meeting each other and we have these shields. And nobody can completely connect. It's like we're only able to get along when we're in bed. And that is so sad, because I see other cultures and races not do that when it comes to their women. Of course, there's other cultures where they degrade their women in its entirety. So I'm not even going to, that's a whole nother conversation, another podcast. But I do see where we are the only race who, other races, they may have problems with the opposite sex, but you don't see it on social media. But yet we are so outspoken with the issues that we're having. And I don't know if you guys have realized, but there's just this huge divide between Black men and Black women. And it's honestly really sad. And I think with the red pill community constantly bashing women, Black women specifically, and then also having one of these red pill people saying that Black women are not deemed as the most beautiful women in the world when we birthed the world. And so all these things being completely shot at young men, because most of the time I'm pretty sure there's teenage boys watching this, and then there's men in their 20s watching this. And what does it do? It programs their mind that Black women are still their enemy. The system has already done that already. We have already done that to each other. Because even though we've learned about our history, everything is out in the open, and you can literally just type something on the internet or ask questions to people that are quote unquote more enlightened and conscious. We have all these things out there, but we're still making these decisions and allowing ourselves to keep being programmed. And we're still having this issue between each other as Black men and Black women. So not only is it the system, not only is it society, now it's social media, and then it's also each other. Because the thing is that, yeah, you could see all these things happening where it's anti-Black men, anti-Black women, but you still have a decision. You're still a human being who can make their own decisions. But we all know that as human beings, as I said before in the first episode, wherever society goes, individuals will follow. So if this keeps going, where are we going to be in 20 years? Are we even going to have kids with each other? Are we even going to marry each other? I mean, of course, love is love. I really don't care about interracial marriages at all, because me and my siblings are literally products of interracial marriages and relationships. So I can't say that I'm anti that, because I come from that. But this tearing each other down and allowing the red pill community to speak for all Black men, speak for all Black women, and then, we are in this state of, as women, rebuttaling and constantly trying to defend ourselves. And then we talk so much shit to our Black men as well. It's tearing us apart, honestly. And it makes me really sad, because I want I want us as Black men and Black women to be completely unified in peace. Because it's like we unify, but then we're not at peace. We don't understand each other whatsoever. Our traumas are living through us, and we're throwing our traumas on each other. And I really want to have this thing stop once and for all. I would love for it to be more understanding, because honestly, me as a Black woman, honestly, like, my dating life with Black American men, I never really felt completely understood at all. And I think a lot of Black men could say the same thing, that they've gone into unions and relationships where they never felt understood. And that's so sad, because when you are in a place and space where you're understood, you're able to be free, you're really able to be yourself, and you're really able to soar in life. So for me, like I said, it's the gag. The gag is, especially with Fresh and Fraud, as I like to call them, Fake and Fraud, actually, for them to seriously be like, I'm not a night rider, I don't do this with Black women, I'm not into that. I mean, seriously? And then they want to talk about, if I find a Black woman that's submissive or whatever, like, I'll definitely do that. Okay, so the guy who's African, who's Sudanese, right? Even the guy because I think the other one, he's from the Bahamas. So I'm Caribbean. And as a Caribbean girl, we're taught to be submissive. Granted, we got a little mouth on us. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we are naturally submissive because we are raised to be that way. We're raised to cater to our men. And African women, yeah, they are too. So my thing is that, okay, so if you're looking for these traits, especially upon submission and catering, you literally can turn around and date your own woman from your own country, and you can have that. And guess what? They are Black. That's the gag for me. Like, that's the gag. Like, that is what? And my thing is that they're constantly trying to compare women in Miami. Bro, what do you expect? Wherever you're at, you're gonna follow the trend that's there. If you're in Miami, like, you're dealing with Miami broads, what do you expect? You're dealing with women who are from this big city where it's all about flashy stuff, money, and getting in where you can fit in. So You're looking at this big city and you're thinking that all women are that way? Really? Okay. And then also what I can't understand is that there's Latin women who have boasty ways, boasty attitudes, but they're called feisty, the feisty Latina, you know? And it's funny that, you know, when we're that way, oh, we're crazy. We're the mad black woman, but we literally can have the same tone, same facial expressions, yelling the same way as a Hispanic woman, but she's deemed as feisty and we're deemed as the mad black woman. It's like we can't win for losing in this place as black women. And this is where also the anger comes from us, where we don't feel understood, because every other woman could be doing the same thing that we are, and when we do it, it's unattractive. When they do it, it's attractive. So you see how there's this state of it's really unfair for us here in the dating market in the world. But it seems like no man in the red pill community even decides to take a look at that. There's no sympathy for us as black women. There isn't. And I wish there was. Just like there's not that much sympathy for black men either. Even though we're starting to, but there hasn't been. So nobody can sit here and say, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's try to find a way to have a common ground and have these discussions. Everybody's ready to jump down each other's throats and talk about what the other person isn't doing. So what needs to be done? I think we need to start facilitating better conversations, peaceful conversations, not Shaniqua conversations, not, as the guys like to say, LaQuisha. I'm sorry. That's what they say, LaQuisha. I'm sorry. And let's stop beating each other down, tearing each other up. And let's stop doing it in front of people, because we look bad. We really do. Terrible. And I think we really gotta do better with each other. There needs to be a better understanding. And honestly, like, I think also in relationships too, people come in with these expectations and roles and checklists and things like that. And it seems like nobody likes roles anymore. Nobody is okay with being in their complete masculine energy, and nobody's okay with being in their complete feminine energy. And I don't understand why. I really don't get it. It's okay to be submissive and feminine and docile a little bit. Black man, it's okay for you to be the man, be the masculine one, be the leader, be the provider. Everybody should be. And here's the thing too, because we try to go against saying what differences we have, we're not being able to appreciate each other. I think that's what's missing. We're so busy trying to do this thing of, if you can do it, I can do it, and maybe I can do it better. We're so in this mindset that we're not really appreciating what each other brings to the table. So, yeah. So that's really all I wanted to do. I just wanted to come here, and I was on my way to the gym and thought that, let me go ahead and, spit a little bit, and also I didn't talk about the wine. I am drinking a little bit of Pinot Grigio from Robert Mondavi, and, not too much of an expensive wine, but pretty good nevertheless. But yeah, so, I'm going to go ahead and hit this gym session, and I will see you guys later. Bye.